Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff at the Cyber Pro Podcast, back with another episode about cybersecurity. Let's jump in because hackers never sleep, so darn it, neither should we. Question number one. Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, Jeff. Thank you for having me on.
Cool. Hey, in a few sentences, can you please tell our viewers a little bit about you and what you do?
Sure. So I'm Matt. I'm a newly minted Director of Information Security. I come from the IT realm primarily, and just recently moved over into a full-time information security role. My company is Trinetics, and we have a global health research network that attempts to bring real-world data into the market, as well as to increase therapies getting to market faster.
Excellent.
So lots going on with COVID.
That's a whole other podcast. Excellent. Hey, share with us as a newly minted director, what it's like to be a full-time cyber professional, and what have you found so far as being the most fascinating part about your new role?
Sure. So being newly minted into information security full-time is it's awesome. I get to really dig into things that I haven't dug into before. I get to look at information in a whole new lens. You know, when you're in information technology, specifically, you look at the systems that present the information, how they integrate together, things of that nature. Information security is a whole new realm. But my favorite thing with it has carried over. It's collaborating with people in my team, collaborating with non-technical people. Actually, collaborating with non-technical people is the most important and most interesting thing for me, whether it's, customers or, end users that we have, things of that nature, consumers of that information. It's just my favorite thing.
Excellent. So let's talk about information security, since that is the crux of our podcast. We've been hearing that information security and broadly, I don't even know if that's a real word. On a more broad stroke, cybersecurity is not only a top concern, but only getting bigger in the world that we currently live in. When you hear a statement like that, what does that mean to you?
Sure. I mean, it's at an infancy right now. At one point we had telephones that were brand new. We had cars that were brand new. Computers were brand new. It's at its infancy, and we're really learning how to learn about these types of things. I know that's a little bit of a complex statement, but it's all about we don't know what we don't know, and we're really trying to learn about it. And right now, I consider it all about the consumer, all about the person that's taking that information in. That's my biggest concern when it comes to cybersecurity, because anyone can design a really good defense in depth with infrastructure and things like that. But if the customer on the other end, if the consumer of that information isn't doing what they're supposed to do, it negates everything. There's a wonderful meme of, we have all this technology, security, et cetera. And in this corner of a boxing ring is Dave. So it's really, in my opinion, it comes down to that consumer. And that's why I think it's such a top concern, because it's everyone's problem.
Well, very well put. Couldn't have put it better. And you dove right into the next question, which is you've got Dave, I think you said, on the one side, because he is the consumer, right? And most of us, when it comes to cybersecurity, because this is brand new, are infants. I mean, that's just a reality of it. So what insights or advice about consumers, are they friends or foe, and relating with and connecting to information security and our consumers, would you like to share with our community?
Sure. So for anyone interested in cybersecurity, I have a couple books I recommend, both for the information security and non-minded. One is Spam Nation. It's by Brian Krebs. And then another book is, I'm going to mess up the title, but it's The Art of Hacking, I believe is the name of the title. It's a Kevin Mitnick book. Both are great books, and they really show how the end users at the crossroads of everything, the consumer actually is at the crossroads of everything, and really, is the biggest point for anything. whether it's, making sure it's secure, making sure it's usable, things of that nature. And really the end user is the crux of everything.
Awesome. Awesome. And on that, I'm going to skip around a little bit. If people want to learn a little bit more about you, Matt, kind of what your company does, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is through LinkedIn. I try and stay very active in LinkedIn. Please just make sure you mention this podcast, so this way I don't ignore the request. I get a lot of requests, so I make sure that it's something memorable, so this way I'll click further.
Yeah, we appreciate you giving a thumbs up to the podcast. Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
And our final question is kind of a fun one we like to end with. What is your favorite piece of retro technology that gets you smiling?
I would say Palm Pilots. I think it's an interesting one, but I think it was, a birth of a revolution. And I don't want to use Palm Pilots specifically, Blackberries, other personal devices such as that. Now we have, wearables, we have mobile devices. We bring more technology than they used to put someone on the moon in our pockets and on our wrists. It really was, it was just revolutionary.
As is everything else that's going on these days. Hey, Matt, thank you for your time today. Brilliant. I love the podcast. For those of you who know about the Cyber Pro podcast, we post 3 to 4 episodes every week about different issues and different viewpoints about cybersecurity. So be sure to come back and check us out. Again, Matt, thank you for your time and have a good day.
Thanks, Jeff.